Para-pa-para-pa-pa-pam. Hello, good evening, everyone, and welcome to another stream of Plane Shift. Yes. Hello. Hi. Good evening, Hola. Good evening, everyone, and we have a picture of the day. I see. So, what I want to do, I want to do some of the last fixes, and then tonight I will launch the recalculation of all the light. As you know, the recalculation of light is taking a few hours, and so for me it's important to run it during the night so that it just goes by itself. And I will also launch maybe the compile on Linux and Mac if I can, so we can start to prepare for the release. This release is important because it's finally fixing the problem that we had with the lights when we released on 5.1. The release was the 1st of March, and we actually had a number of problems, mainly on the lights. And unfortunately, what happened is that there is a kind of a sequence that you have to use when recalculating lights and rebuilding the levels. If you just click on rebuild all, it seems that Unreal Engine is not working as expected. And unfortunately, I clicked rebuild all. But now we know it, and so we can do it properly. Now, what is left to fix? What is left to fix? I have just few more tests I want to do on the music score. So I changed the position of the buttons. I think it's more understandable to have the play and the stop on the right side. I just don't know if I want to have it here. This is what? Column 1. Column 1. Hold to the left, to the middle. Maybe, I don't know. This remains a bit empty on this side, but I don't know. No. Absolutely not. I think something like this anyway. Something like this. So I enabled the edit of the title, which was actually missing. I don't know why it shows like that. Is the alpha 1? Yeah, the alpha is 1. Okay. Fine. So let's test it a second, because I want to see what other fixes we need to make. Now, the rename, one of the problems that we have is that whenever we change anything in the I think I made whenever we change anything in the inventory, we are resending the whole inventory, but that's not really a great idea, right? So I want to, I think I had something like Unreal Mission improvements, right? Unreal Mission performance improvement. Yeah, performance improvement. Probably is mentioned there already, but send inventory changes only. Yeah, send inventory changes only is important, but I would say there is a subsection of this, which is send rename send book rename and book as container only. I don't know, one day I will do it. I don't know when, but at the moment when you are renaming a book or a container, the game is sending to you the wall inventory again, which is fairly heavy because you are receiving a lot of data, right? And I don't think it's the best way. We should probably do it differently. The other thing I would like to fix is the bug. We had a pretty bad bug these days of the server crashing continuously on combat, and I didn't yet fully understand why. We know that it happens in combat, but we don't know exactly why. It must be related to spells, maybe, and to the fact that the NPC is dying, but it happens only sometimes, and I couldn't really understand from the trace from the stack trace the problem. The other thing I want to do, I want to change the night. I think I'm getting annoyed by the night. Everyone is getting annoyed by the night, and I think I will make it brighter. I think is I mean, it's something that we decided we decided to test a bit to make the night darker, but I think at the end it's too dark. It's not really making people happy. Is more annoying than good, and so so the only thing we need to decide, I think we can keep the sky pretty much dark. I think the sky is not a problem, right? What we need to decide is what is the minimum level of light that we want to have, and it seems that the current one is not enough. So I will stop the weather. I will stop the weather. Yes, all these numbers are hard to read for whatever reason. I will stop the weather. Why these numbers are so dark? Why those numbers are so dark? It seems that they changed to Unreal Engine 5. Yeah, look at that. Are basically impossible to read. Why? I think some colors were changed. Outline, color, font, text style. But if I say text style, font family doesn't exist. The default font family doesn't exist anymore. Size 9, size 12. No, this is kind of working, but why? Outline, separate alpha, outline drop shadow, outline material, outline color. But color RGB. What? I mean, for sure this is not the color. What? You crazy? It is the color. So the color got reset somehow. You see? The color got kind of reset. Yeah. Can fix it. It seems that all these ones have a wrong color. Yeah, the migration from 4 to 5 anyway had some small glitches, but I mean nothing crazy, but nothing crazy, but this seems to be okay. Is it really this blue color in the game? It is. Why it is blue? So annoying. I think we should reset it. I don't understand why it's so crazy. Style. Yeah, everything became like weird colors. Like this one, for example, is changed to normal foreground. Yeah, normal foreground. Okay. I changed it back to that. Okay. It's a bit weird if you do it this way because every time you click, it's scrolling. It's scrolling into another place, but in reality, it is doing it. Doesn't look like, but it is doing it. Alright, maybe it's easier if I just do it from here. Can I select all of them or not? Probably yes. Probably I can. Yeah, it's easier if I do it this way. Wait. I misclicked and cannot go back from there, I guess. No? What? Is one input? Because combat mode is an image. Okay, now. I'm just trying to normalize all these colors that became weird after the migration. Okay. Toggle mouse. Okay. We just check if there is more, maybe under UI or somewhere here. No. This seems to be okay. Yeah, this one also is not visible for whatever reason. Okay. Now it is. Okay, so we fixed this, which is good anyway. Let me check the music. So the music, now I have a score, which is this one. Blank score over Rerario. So if I do edit and I why is white again? And if I say my score, right, and I save, now this one becomes my score and this one becomes my score. Now the question is, do you think that he saved it on the database as well or not? Because it says my score, so it seems to be correct. My score. Okay, let me see. Where did he save? Where did he save that? In theory, he saved it inside item instances. Yes, character ID owner 140. Yes. And yes, my score. Okay. My score. So he saved it properly. Okay, that's good. That's good. I can still play. And I can stop. Okay, let me just test if the stop is also working for a second account. Because I think I tested the start, but I didn't test the stop on the second account. By the way, how are you today, guys? How is going? How was your day going? You know that I did some restructuring in my house and I'm still recovering from that. In terms of stuff that I have to... Oh shit, we just disconnected him. Yeah, we just disconnected him. In terms of furniture and other stuff that I'm moving, basically I placed everything inside boxes and then I need to take the stuff outside of the boxes. Okay, so we're going to play. We're going to play, and I want to see if I play. Okay, it works. It works. He stopped it. He stopped it also on the second client. So yeah, it seems to be working fine. It seems to be working fine. Now, yes, I want also to check why the loot... why the loot is not showing, huh? Because all instruments are showing, but the loot is not showing. Why I don't have the loot anymore? I see. Yeah, the loot is not showing. Is it giving an error or I should give an error? I don't see an error. I don't see an error. consider that it is the dummy database, but I copied the loot from the real game. So if it's broken here, I think it's broken there as well. Let me see what is the mesh. The mesh is the mesh is wrong, because it is the old mesh name, huh? So this is not correct. This is not correct. Don't remember what is the name. Item category ID. No, category ID. Category ID equal to 10. Yeah, exactly. You see that everyone has the right pointer, but this one does not, right? So we need to fix this. This is easy to fix. This is easy to fix. So we have our loot 01, that is this guy. So we just copy the reference and we put it here. Not like that, but I think like this. Yeah, exactly. Like this. The only problem is that I need to do the same in production. Need to do the same in production, because wait, let me do one thing. Let me do this. Okay. 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 It's just a bit easier to do it this way. Okay. So, I need to update. I need to select. Let me select, but this will be empty. Yeah, this will be empty. Select from item stats where name equal loot. What the fuck? Oh, okay. It's correct in production. So I fixed it already. I fixed it already. I just didn't remember. I don't know. I fixed it already. In production is correct. In production is okay. Yeah, exactly. And by the way, it seems that I don't have the master crafted here. Okay. Okay, well, the problem was only on my machine. In production is good. Fine. So so this is, I don't know why when you edit, you know, it becomes like this. What the? Why? Why is white? I don't understand. Is this one? Yes. Is this one? Is this color that just became crazy, or I think probably just this color that became crazy. Selected background color. I don't know why it all went to highlight color is green. Meaning that if I do this, no. It's a bit strange. Okay. Okay, let's try to change the night. Let's try to change the night. The night, I think, GG. The night is annoying. The night is annoying. I think we have a light curve. I don't remember exactly where it is. This one. Curve light, right? Curve light. So this 0.1 is not good. The 0.1 is not good. We are going to change it. We are going to change it. So now the question is how much we want to boost it, right? How much we want to boost it. Considering that around this value or this value is already pretty lit, right? So let's try to boost it. Let's try to boost it up to 0.2 or 0. Why I cannot move it where I want? I don't understand. I don't want to snap on anything. So let's move it up to here, right? Oh fuck. What is going on? I don't know why here is different from here. I think because the distance is... Anyway. That's okay. Let's try nearly 0.2. And see if we like it better. And see if we like it better. Because I'm done with this night thingy. It's too annoying. Hello, Shlu. Hello, Fergus. Hey. We are still crunching through to get a new release. I think we will have a new release tomorrow or the next day. It would be nice to have the new release before the weekend, but I don't know if I can. I mean, it's mostly machine time, so, but... And also we try to do an update release, right? So that you can download it through the updater. Can we also change this one that he has a normal color and not a weird color? Why this thing is a weird color? The logging widget, right? Why this is a weird color? Strike brush. Ah, because it's again this crazy color. It's again this crazy color. Highlight, I don't really care. Read only foreground color. I don't know why everything became pink, just randomly. Okay, anyway, we will have it in the next run. Okay, so let's see what time is it now. Now it's 5 a.m. Let's go 2 in the night, which is the darkest time. Okay, so this will be the darkest time. Still seems to be dark. I mean, maybe a bit less than before, but still seems to be. Also because, you know, depends on where you are. Because if you are in an area where there is light, is easier. But if you are in an area like this where there is no light, are we clipping? I think we are clipping 0.1, right? If I remember right, in our skybox, we don't allow anything below 0.1. If I remember, there is a kind of a clamp. Yeah, 0.1. 0.1 is the minimum that we do. 0.1. I think we can probably go above this. Well, if we go above this, I think it will look like day, though. I will try like this. If it's still too dark, I will change it. But I think that, the problem is not here. The problem is inside the city. Like, if you go... Because here we get, anyway, a bit of light from... But if you go, like... Yeah, exactly. Like here... If you go behind buildings, it is still fairly dark, eh? So if let me try a 0. A full 0.2, right? Because now we are at 0. Why the skylight is 0.1? What? Why the skylight is 0.1? If we said that we are at 0.177. 0.177. This one, the skybox. No. But the sky. No. Wait. There is a mistake then. There is a mistake. 0.177. It seems to be the skybox. But the skylight intensity and the light intensity is still 0.1. Why? Why? Skylight. skylight. Curve light. Okay. Divided by 5. What is this divided by 5? But anyway, I don't have a problem with the skylight. Where I have the problem is the intensity of the directional light. So this is the one. Default light intensity 2. So we take 0.1, I assume 0.177, right? We take 0.177. We multiply it by 2. Then depends on fog and clouds. Yeah, depends on fog and clouds actually as well. And then we multiply it by this mass. I think that fog and cloud are anyway lowering the value significantly, because we are multiplying by 0.5 and then we are doing like 1 minus, and then we are clamping 0.2. So I think that this one is anyway coming out as 0.2. So this one is multiplied by 2 divided by 5. And then we remove 1. I don't understand what is all this mass, by the way. We remove 1. What the fuck is this? I think this part is broken, boys. I mean, I don't know, it was created a long time ago and I don't understand. I mean, I'm okay to have a bit of effect of fog and cloud, but I really don't understand this -1, for example. I really don't get it. I don't know what is it. Why we have a -1 here. And there is the directional light, so it's the most important one. And the other one that is very important is this one as well. I don't understand this -1. I don't understand what is it, why is it there. And I understand why I have 0.1. Now you may say because there is fog. Okay, I could clear the weather in theory, right? And if I clear the weather, I still have 0.1 even with a clear sky. So because the 0.2 I mean, if this was 0.2, I think it would be better. Unfortunately, we cannot really see. Yeah, it's definitely better. 0.2 is extremely better. I think we need a 0.2 there. So how do we reach 0.2 there? Let's try to demystify a bit this calculation, because at the moment this calculation, so I don't know, for example, the fog, you know, at which value It is. I mean, is it going from... well, anyway, here is going from a minimum of 0 to a maximum of 1, right? So this is the maximum fog. So in the cloud, and it is added, and it is divided 0.0, 0.5. And anyway, here we have a clamp between 0.2 and 100. I don't understand this 100. I mean, 100 is an insane value. Nah, that is fucked. Okay, let's try to understand what is the minimum and maximum fog value, because if we don't understand that, we cannot do much. Fog density. So clear as fog density as 001. And fog was 1.5. Fog density. Fog density. Hey, but we don't know. I would like to have it as 0.2 basically. Fog, get weather, dense fog, but dense fog, he doesn't tell me how much it is. Info. What is this info? I mean, I understand info, but info, wait. Fog density. Weather info. Where is this weather info thingy? Is this one, huh? Yeah, is this one. So there is the value that you set on these things. You can set any freaking value. So now the question is, when we are randomizing fog, so on Weather Manager, right? On Weather Manager we have this. On Weather Manager, get random weather density. Get random weather density fog. Data density max. This one arrives from the sector. This one arrives from the sector, so basically arrives from here. So the value of the fog, snow fog, is this thing 3,600,000 something, 345 millions. Holy shit. No, it's not that one, it's this one. It's between 10 and 300, I think. It's between 10 and 300. I think it is the range. I think it is the range, 10 and 300. So if we get between 10 and 300, does it make sense or no? Let me try. I want to see if in game, if I give a number between 10 and 300, if it's actually getting some meaningful value. Then I don't know. Yeah, there is that moment where it's loading the light maps that is a bit weird, but so now it's 5 a.m. so which is, you see that the sky is starting to be, so is not the right time. But anyway, if I decide that I want to have some fog, right? Looking forward like this, right? And then I use this, I disable the weather. No. I think if I don't know, dense fog, if I say 10, dense fog. Okay, 10 seems to be a value for fog. If I go 300, it seems to be pretty much the same. Possible? Seems to be pretty much the same. Let me do 0. Seems it's not changing anymore. If I do clear, probably has a transition time or something. It doesn't, you know. Yeah, exactly. You see, it's going away now. It's going away now. So he has a bit of a transition time. So if I say 300, doesn't seem to be very high anyway, but okay, let's try, I don't know, 3000. 3000 fog. It may be capped, so I don't see any difference. Let me do clear again. I never understood, sometimes is Now it's clearing it. 10,000. Seems to be pretty much all the same. I mean, it seems to be capped. Like after a certain value, it doesn't really affect. But anyway, I think our value is maximum 300, right? I think it's between 10 and 300, which is a reasonable value. So assuming that that's true, assuming that that's true, we have fog between 10 and 300, right? And by the way, it is directly clamped between 0 and 1, so GG. I mean, from this calculation, right? So it will always be 1. Okay, it will always be 1. In this calculation, it will always be 1. So it's basically a yes/no. So if the fog is on, this is 1. If the fog is not on, this is 0. Now, cloud. I don't know if there is the same reasoning on cloud. But I think we didn't have cloud in the database. I think cloud are randomized. I think clouds. I think it's probably easier if I just print out these values, because I'm like what the hell, you know? Weather 0 and weather 4. Yeah, I think it's easier, boys. Otherwise we go crazy. Weather 0 and weather 4. Do we want to put it in the settings? I can in theory put it here. By the way, why these buttons cannot be clicked? It's kind of strange, huh? When you click them, you don't see them clicked. Okay, I think I don't care at the moment. We can print out those values. We can print out clouds and fog, because here we do an immediate plus, right? And this plus is fairly strong, because then we divide it by 0.5, and I don't understand this cloud. Or cloud is also 1 or 0. Maybe cloud is also 1 or 0, huh? Cloud density. Cloud density 1, overcast. Yeah, I think it's between 0 and 1 probably. Yeah, it's between 0 and 1, 0.2. 1. Yes, cloud density is also between 0 and 1. Okay, that's good. That is helping, because it means that we know that this is between 0 and 1. Okay, so if this is between 0 and 1, and this is also 0 and 1, the maximum you can have is 2. And this is why it's divided by 0.5, right? So we are normalizing to 0, you know, we are rescaling from 0 to 1, right? Max is 2, rescale to 0, 1, right? So we rescale to 0, 1. So this number that comes out of here, maximum is between 0 and 1. Now here we invert it for whatever reason. So we so at the maximum this becomes 0, right? At the maximum it becomes 0, and then this is clamped to 0.2, and at the minimum it becomes 1, and so it stays as 1. So 1 is full clear, 0.2 is with clouds, right? 1, okay. But should be exactly the opposite though. Wait, because here we are multiplying, right? I mean, why this is 100? It's so stupid. This should be 1, not 100. And why minimum is 0.2? I don't know if I agree. So I'm okay up to here. Up to here I understand, right? So we are scaling this between 0 and 1, where 1 is the maximum fog and cloud, 0 is the minimum fog and cloud, right? Fine. So we invert it, and we invert it because we want to have we invert it because we want to multiply here, right? And so we want to have a value that if we multiply by, so we said 1 is max fog, 0 is clear sky, right? 0 is clear sky. So compared to the light, obviously we want to invert it, right? So that we have the opposite. So we have 1 clear sky, and so let me maybe put this comment there so it's more clear, right? So we have 0 max fog and 1 clear sky. So the light, so in case of clear sky we keep 1, and it is multiplied by 1. So in theory this should not affect anything. At maximum is multiplying by 0.2. Now it seems to be a lot though. It seems to be really a lot. I don't know if I agree to this. I mean, multiplying the light by 0.2, you are destroying it completely. I understand that we need to have a bit of, I mean, it's too much. I think it's really too much. And also, I don't think it should be a clamp. I think it should be a scale. So like, how much we want this to affect, you know, our sky, our light. I think it is too much. It's really too much. I think it should be maximum 20% or 30%. Well, let's say it depends, because if it's day, I think if it's daylight, I think it makes sense that you really reduce it a lot. But if it's nighttime, okay, let's try to leave it like this for a second, even if this one, it seems to me that is a very strong value, because when there is fog, it's becoming very dark, because we are multiplying by 0.2, right? But anyway, assuming that we are not, right? Assuming that we are not, then here we are removing 1. This -1, I have no idea what it means. This -1, we should remove it. I mean, it makes no sense. Why we should remove 1? Why? Okay, let's try like this. I want to understand what... Holy shit! I think Fog 300 at the end kind of worked. Or 10,000. I think it just takes time to build up, but then it really builds up. But what I want to be sure at the moment is that at night with clear sky we have maximum 0.2. Now let me just see, where is the indirect light? Skylight. Skylight, there is this divide by 5. This is also something that I completely don't understand. Why we take our value and we divide it by 5? Why? Because the skylight color compared to the intensity is 1/5. I don't think so. I don't think so. Because our curve, you know, our curve is between 0.2 and 0. Whatever, 7 or 6, right? So okay, before changing that, let me just do few tests. But I don't understand why we divide the light intensity so much. Like when it's 1 on the directional light, is 0.2 on the skylight. Is this what we want? That could be the reason for being so dark in daytime. No, it's so dark. In the last release, the lights are broken. Okay, so don't... Please, let's not go back to we don't know what we know, okay? In the last build, the lights are broken. So it has nothing to do with what I'm doing. Here on my PC, the lights are correct. So... okay, so we have now clear sky and a bit of clouds. Okay, fine. So what I want, and what time is it? At the moment is 8 in the morning, okay? So let's try to go middle of the afternoon. Yeah, pretty much is the same. So it stays like this. Okay. If I go night, I don't know why sometimes it takes, but anyway, it takes more time to go night than day. Okay, I want to see what value we have. We have 0.1 of skylight and 0.302 of... Okay, this is good. I mean, this one is good. This one is still too low. This one is really too low. We want to have 0.2 as a minimum. Well, I can clamp it 0.2, but... Yeah, I could clamp it 0.2 and fuck it. I think probably is the easiest. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not bad. Seems to me the light intensity now is a bit too much, though. This light intensity now seems to be a bit too much because it's 0.3 and you really start to see it. You see the shadow here. So instead of this, I think it should be kind of, you know, more even. So it should be 0.2, 0.2. So where the shadow, exactly, where the shadow will disappear, but you will see better in darkness, right? So I'm not completely convinced that our, so if I go light intensity 1, right? Which is like during the day. So I'm not completely convinced of that divided by 5, basically. I think that divide by 5... Yeah, exactly. I think the divide by 5 is broken. The divide by 5 is not a good idea. I just don't agree. I just don't agree to the skylight being yeah, I think it's broken. We removed the divide by 5. Maybe it was working in Unreal Engine 4, I don't know. But now is not. This divide by 5, we don't do it. We just don't do it. We just don't do it. And now what I see is that the default lighting that now is a bit too high. I mean, how did it became 0.3, the directional light? .3 became because I have this multiplied by 2, because I have this multiplied by 2. I think that now that we removed the divide by 5 and we removed we removed that and we changed the way this formula works. I think that we can probably get back to our curve line because this is all getting multiplied by 2. Because there is a multiply by default light intensity. I don't know exactly why we multiply only here and we don't multiply here. So there is kind of a mismatch between and so this one starts to be a bit too much, right? This one starts to be a bit too much. So if I want, yeah, I think I want, I don't know why this default light intensity is multiplied only here, right? And also I don't even know why we need it because anyway we can manage everything by our curve. Probably because we wanted the the directional light to be double the skylight, but again I don't think I agree. The problem is if I change it now to 1, I think it will be significantly darker. I can change it to 1.5 and boost our curve up, right? If I boost our curve up, the problem is that the question is how much. But perhaps you can implement fog vision. Fog vision. Well, with infravision, the fog is not there. If you use infravision, you don't get the fog. Even if, yeah. If you use night vision, you get the fog. It's kind of interesting, huh? So now it may be dark. Holy shit. Okay, like this is too bright. Is the light intensity now is making the difference? I think it's the light intensity, yeah? Because light intensity now is 1.43 and it's starting to burn things, you see? It's starting to burn things. Start to be too much. If I go 0.8, still burning things. Is the skylight that is burning? Yes, it's the skylight that is burning. Okay, so the point is that now, and the skybox that is burning. Yes. I see. This should make no difference, no? Yeah, it makes no difference. But now it seems to be too much, really. I think moving the curve up really broke it. I mean, it's really too bright. It's really too bright. So moving the curve up has not been a good idea, I would say. It was up to, it was up to 0.6, I think. I think that is too much, huh? But I don't understand why we have a result, you know, of... No, I cannot change the curve. If I change the curve... You have max bright at 4, that is... yeah, but we are not reaching 4, because you see the numbers are... below 4. But there is also another thing, which is the exposure. There is another thing that is the exposure, another thing that is the eye adaptation. So it's a bit of a mess, actually. It's a bit of a mess. You see that basically I don't see my shadow, or I see very little my... Okay, here I see my shadow. Here I see my shadow. Here I don't see my shadow, because basically the color, the shadow, the color of the shadow is the same as the shadow of the house. Because the house is shadowing the sun. But okay, now with the curve back to what it was, pretty much. We have a 0.6 and 0.8. I think the skylight is a bit too high, but 0.6, 0.8. It is 8 in the morning. Now we go night. This is night. Night is 1.7, 0.2. Yeah, I think like this is okay. Now, this is not the darkest spot. I mean, there are spots that are definitely darker. I mean, if you go, you know, really between the houses. Yes, like here, yes, like inside of that. But here you are really in complete, like in complete darkness. The problem is that like this, it feels a bit wrong, you know, because you are at night, but there is still light coming from the, so it's not diffuse light, it's light coming from the crystal. And the reason that this happens is because these two values are different. So the skylight has a different value from the light intake. If I lower this one to be maybe even 0. I don't know, 19. You see, I think you get more the sense that you are at night, right? So this means that we should clamp it. We should, well, not that we should clamp it, is that we basically at night we need to have the two values the same, but only at night, because if we do it during the day, it becomes super, you know what, I think we need two curves. There's no way. We need two curves. We need two curves. We need a curve for the direct light, and we need a curve for the indirect light. So that if we do that, I could say that the curve stays the same until here for both, but then it becomes low like this for the, yeah, this is what I need. This is what I need. This is what I need, absolutely. This is what I need. So this curve light becomes curve direct light. And then I create another one. Wait, I have the client open. No, I have the client open. Okay, so we absolutely need it too. Otherwise, we will never fix it. Oh my god, error saving. What the freak you want? What do you mean error saving? What? No, I think it did it. Okay, so we duplicate this and we call it indirect light, right? And we call it indirect light. So the direct light, I think, is exactly like it should be now. The indirect light will be why they are different? Why? Zoom to fit. Okay. Zoom to fit. Okay, now they should be identical. I copied one from the other. For whatever reason, the scale is slightly different. But anyway, the indirect light, right? The indirect light will uh-oh. What is going on? Why I cannot just move these things down normally? Because we have the snap. The indirect light will stay like this. So we never want the indirect light to be, I think, greater than 0.4 or 0.3 or whatever, right? But we want during the night to have the same curve. I don't think we need all these points. Yes, exactly. Okay. So if we do it like this, and which, by the way, I don't understand why here is going up. It should not go up. Okay, now in my BP sky, what happens? In my BP sky, I think I'm fine using curve light. For okay, so we set the curve to be the indirect light, right? So now I think I'm fine using the direct light as a parameter for the skybox, but I think I want to have the skylight, exactly, the skylight should be using its own curve, right? And the curve is this one. With the time, which is this. Yes. Now here we can do the same reasoning. I don't understand this clamp, by the way. This clamp. What is the point of this clamp, really? What is the point of this clamp? clamp is no meaning. Wait. Is this part used? Is this part used also in the intensity or not? Is changing the color? What do you mean? So the cloud opacity is not affecting the skylight? I think it should. The cloud opacity is going from 0.1 to from 0 to 1, right? Inverse. Here it seems to be multiplied only by this, but it's not multiplied by... Strange, huh? I mean, I think it would not be bad to have it, but... For now, I want to make things simpler, not more complex, right? So I will just do this. I will ignore that. I will go with my indirect light. My direct light will stay the same. This directional light intensity, fine, we can boost it up. At the moment it's boosted to 1.5. And is modified by the fog. Bah. Okay. So the only effect I want to obtain is that at night we have the same value between the direct and indirect light, so that there are basically no shadow or very little shadows from buildings. Like it doesn't look like the light is strong, right? That is what I'm seeking. And anyway, having two curves is a better idea. Will help us also in the future. Because if you want to change something, I was doing all this weird calculation, divide by 5, clamp, whatever, and now we can just say, you know, whatever it is, it is. So this is a day, I assume, and to me it's kind of fine. To me it's kind of fine. Time show, yes. If we go time set in the night, no, it didn't. Why still different? I mean, I think it's okay, but I wanted to have. So the light intensity here is still 0.227 and here is 0.177. So it seems that the skylight anyway at 2 o'clock is still not the same. Strange though, because in theory this curve should be identical. I didn't change the first part, so and 2 in the night is pretty much here. Or here, somewhere here, right? And this curve, in theory, is identical to this, or not? Bah. I don't know. It should be, because I didn't change this part, right? So why the value is so different? Let me try to have a clear sky. The value is still so different. 1.77. 1.77 is here. Yeah, 1.77 is basically at this point. 177 is exactly this point. 177, and it is 177 as well. So it means that is the 1.5, huh? Is this 1.5 multiplication which is fucking up everything? Yes, for sure, because if I take 1.77 and I multiply it by 1.5, how much is that? 0.177 multiplied by 1.5. Fuck. No. What is going on? Programmer? .2, 2.6. There may be a bit of yeah, but I think the 1.5 is a problem. I don't think we need this default light intensity. I think it's a bad idea. It's another bad idea. It's another bad idea to have just a multiplier, a random multiplier somewhere, you know. It's not a good idea. It's not a good idea. It's not a good idea. I don't like it. I don't like it. The light should be purely coming from the curve. The light should be purely coming from the curve with the attenuation due to the clouds. That's what it can do. Cannot do anything else. And by the way, I think the attenuation of the cloud should be identical for... well, probably not. No, the attenuation on the cloud is good. It is only on the direct light. Yeah, I think it makes sense. So basically now what I have to do, since I have removed the 0.5, I mean the 1.5, I removed the 1.5, right? So I need to multiply this value by 1.5. The problem is if I do it this way, the skylight, the skybox will burn. Because the skybox is using the same value. Bro, we divided by 0.6 or something. We multiply by 0.6. I don't know what to do. Because I'm sure that if I push this up now for the day only, not for the night, but for the day, and I push it like if this was 1.5, you know, it's like 0.9. So if I push it here, if I push it here, I think that the skylight will be... The skylight will be too strong. I mean the skybox, sorry. The skybox will be too strong. The skybox will look like it's burning. So I need to find the proper balance, you know, between... we can have another curve also for the skybox. I mean, if we really want. Because in reality there are 3 different light settings, right? The direct light, which means how much the sun is affecting you. The indirect light, which means the bounces of lights. And the light in the skybox, so how much the skybox is lit. That is the top of the rock, right? The ceiling. And I think that potentially now the sky will be too bright. Yeah, it is. The sky is too bright. The direct light is also too bright, by the way. So I think I boosted it too much. I think we should not go above. Strange though, huh? You know what? I mean, for what it looks like... Okay, let's try. It looks like it's okay without this boost. But I'm kind of skeptical about it. Because without this boost, the light will be less, huh? Half the distance to see what it looks like. Hey, I think we need to find a good compromise, you know? But probably we need a third curve. I think we need a third curve. It is probably the best. Because we created one curve, which is giving you the value by time. But then we started to apply a lot of multiplications and divisions and changes, you know, just to make it work. But I mean, to me the sky is okay. It's really not changing much between 7 and 6. It's changing very, 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 very little. Because our curve is going up, you know, this curve is going up very quick. So the transition from full light to not full light doesn't last that much. Yes, like here is a bit lower. It is 5 in the morning. It is 4 in the morning. This is where we start to be, you know. I still see a difference. Let me try 3 in the morning. Still see a difference though, huh? I think 3 is the minimum at the moment. So now, yeah, so the minimum is this basically. The sky seems still to be too bright though. I mean, to be night, it cannot be like this. I think we need a third curve for the sky. Because the sky at the moment is 1.77, right? But I think it should be probably 1. Yes. Or even less. I don't know if we want to go with the sky. We want to go dark, dark, dark. Yeah, it would be better to be like that. It will feel much more like night, you know. Yeah, we need another curve. Okay, fine. It's okay. I mean, curves are not really costing anything. It's just an array of values, so it's very simple. So I think we will create a new curve that is skybox, duplicating it from we will call it skybox light, skybox light, and skybox light. So in this way, we can tweak exactly what we want, right? While before was like, okay, let's try to see if it fits or if it doesn't fit. It was a bit random. Okay, so now we have the skybox light set on this. So the skybox, yeah, this is why when I was saying, you know, no, we will use a different. Or I will divide by 4 or something, because I knew that it was not good. I knew it. Okay, there is a minimum 0.05, which, by the way, I think is the value that I want in this case. So we will get our sky. Okay, so our curve. So how do we want our curved skybox light? I think the brightness during the day was good, but the brightness during the night was too much, right? Was really much. So I think it should go. It should go down quicker. That is basically the point. It should go down quicker, and it should and it should be lower. I don't want 1.77. I want at a minimum I really want 0. We said 0.1 or lower, eh? Even lower maybe, I don't know. But we want We want even less than 0.1. Now, I don't know how much, but right? Let me also try one thing. Let me try to put this after 0, because I'm not convinced that this is probably the one that is bugging out when we are at midnight. Okay, so now we are using the skybox light, which is way lower, and we go up to 0.35. Now, I don't know if it should really be 0.35, because now that we have another value that we can manage as we want, I think I need to document this thing somehow, but I will have to go to the wiki and say where these things are getting configured, because there is a lights here, but it's not, you know, I think at the minimum, but I don't know. A bit lazy. I don't know if I want to do it now. Probably not. I'm not a lazy person, but sometimes but sometimes I postpone things, which probably is the same as being a lazy person, but I don't know. Okay, so here we are, time show. Here we are at 8 in the morning. Our skybox is very bright though to be 8 in the morning. But the reason is that pretty much during the day, I mean, it's not changing much. Between 8 and 12, right? If I go 12, it's not really... It's not really increasing much. It's increasing just a bit, but... Pretty much here you are already at the maximum... Okay, let's go 4 in the morning. Yeah, I like how the light goes really down, the direct light goes down so that, and I think the sky is fine. 3 in the morning. 3 in the morning. 2 in the morning. Still too bright though. I mean, the sky is fine. But the skylight, no? Maybe it's okay. Maybe it's okay. I mean, the skylight is still a bit too much, but I think it's good. So skybox is 0.95 and this one is 0.177. We want to sustain, right? We want to sustain the indirect light to see something, otherwise we don't see anything. So this will be the night. This will be the night. I mean, obviously here there is a tavern thingy, so. But this will be the night. Now I think it changes also based on the monitor that you have. I still see a difference though between here and here. Why? Why there is a difference if my light intensity is lower than, I know, because it's it's lower than this. So why? This is lower than this. So how is it possible that this is brighter? Because there is the shadow of the house. So this means that anyway, this is still too high. This is still too high. Yeah, that's still too high. So I can... It's still too high, huh? So I basically need to lower the light intensity up to 0.1, but to sustain the skylight to 0.25. So to do what I want to do, I need to take my direct light and push it even lower. And push it even lower. To 0.1. And to sustain my indirect light, more. Nearly 2. Nearly 2. And so like this, it will even 2.5. Oh my god. Okay, let's exaggerate 1 second. Let's go 0.4 just to see what happens. Now 0.4 doesn't look like night, so I would say between I think 0.25 seems to be a decent value. Not too crazy. Indirect 0.25, huh? So 0.25 is here, huh? So this means that this is blowing up completely this graph, because 0.25 is actually here. There is 0.25, boys. So it means that our graph will be like this. Okay. So I think like this, it will look more like night, but it will not be dark. Okay. See you, Fergus. Thank you for being here and watching and suggesting things. Yeah, I will go to bed in half an hour or so. I have another early call tomorrow, but it's not too bad. Let me just check one thing. Meanwhile, we log in. Yeah. Sorry, I was just checking something for tomorrow. I'm just checking something for tomorrow. Okay, so we did some significant changes. So now let's go to 2 in the morning, which is basically complete night. And this will be the result, which to me looks kind of fine. There is no much, shadow from houses. It's pretty much flat. So our is 0.25. The light intensity is low, so we don't, it's 0.1, perfect. The skybox is 0.095. Which I think is okay. Do we want to have the skybox darker than this? 0.095, but I think it's good. And now I think we are pretty much in the right spot. Actually, I play 0.091, yes. Yeah, I don't know. I think darker will probably look too dark. We can go down to 0.05. So the sky is really dark. Maybe yes, though. What do you prefer? Like this? Look at the sky, eh? Like this, or what was it? 0.9? Well, basically 0.1. Or like this. Now it's showing very differently on my two monitors. So this monitor seems to be way brighter than the other one. So in reality, I just moved it to my other monitor, and on my other monitor I see a completely different color. I mean, a completely different shade of... So... I think this monitor is a bit buffed. If I go like this, on the other monitor is basically completely black. Well, not completely black, but... Anyway, I think it's not a big deal. Let's leave it slightly brighter, because I think in different monitors may look different. So let's keep it as it is now. Let's keep it as it is now. I think it's a good compromise. Now, obviously, if you turn on a torch, right? Yeah, if you turn on a torch, things are getting better. I think this monitor is a bit too buffed in brightness. Now that I see the comparison with the other guy. Let me see. Brightness custom 53. Brightness custom. Wow. Doesn't really change much. Well, it changes if I go very down. Okay, I changed it a bit. So maybe it's a bit less buffed. Still looks very different than the other one. Huh? Still looks very different, but I think now the knight is a more reasonable knight. Is a more reasonable knight. One problem will probably be the dark side of Abnedair, because there we have an extremely big. Probably I don't have it. No, I don't have it. I don't have this map. I don't have this map in the thing. I don't. Maps. I don't. But anyway, because there are some parts of the maps that are really shaded by big rocks or stuff. Like if I go underground, let me try maybe an underground 1 second, because you know underground is very different. Let me go sewers. Well, I think it's just here, but sewers. No, because the point is that the indirect light, you know, is affecting also the dark places. Somehow. I mean, it should, but it doesn't. I think because the sewers is considered is considered a dark sector, and in dark sectors I'm doing something different. The only problem is if I mean, why 0.2? Probably because this one is completely dark, and so because this one is completely dark, and so it's overriding it. There is an override, huh? Yeah. There is an override that happens after everything. But dark sector light intensity. Holy shit. Can't see anything. Absolutely anything. I don't understand if at the moment I'm behind an override, and so whatever I change is not changing, or if really Or if really we don't do, because that's dark and so it's not affecting. Like we cannot change, we cannot boost dark with anything. But I think I'm behind an override, because otherwise it would not make. I mean, it doesn't make sense that it stays completely the same, right? So it doesn't make any sense that it stays completely the same if I change the light intensity to the indirect to 0. Or I put the indirect to, I don't know, 20, you know. Well, actually 20 did something here. Yeah. Yeah, I think because this part is anyway considered completely black, it doesn't have light maps or anything, and so we cannot boost anything. That is probably the reason why. That's probably the reason why. Why I don't have feet in the why my feet are going through the bottom there? No idea. Okay, I think the sewers are a bit of a different case. Because this is really covering completely the direct light, the directional light. So here there is 0 directional light, and so 0 bounce lights. And so whatever change I do to these settings doesn't make any difference. Because we are really below ground with a number of layers of geometry above us, like the walkways, the city, the buildings, you know, the houses. And so there is 0 direct light going here, so I cannot even boost it. I cannot even boost it. Okay. Anyway, I think it's anyway a good change. It's anyway a good change. I would say like this is much better than before. And just need to be sure it's bright enough, you know. Like it's bright enough in the middle of the day, but I think it is. Also my second monitor, I'm trying it also on my second monitor so that I see the difference, you know, between the two, because actually there is a significant difference. There is a significant difference between this monitor and this monitor. There is a significant difference, but I think it's good. I think we will have it like this for now and see how it goes. So tonight I will launch the packaging. I think we are pretty much ready. I don't know if I want to do anything else. I think this light problem is really a problem, so I think it would be nice to have this release so that we fix the light issue, because the light issue is very annoying at the moment. Okay, I think that's all for today, boys. I'm going to bed. I will say bye bye, and I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday. I didn't get a lot of information on tomorrow. If I will be here or not. Let me see. Yeah, it seems that people are available. So I think tomorrow I will not be here. So we will see each other on Saturday. Hopefully, I will be able to release tomorrow evening the new release, at least for Windows and Linux. Mac is probably going to take a bit more. I don't know. We will see. But we will stay strong, okay? We will stay strong. And I will see you tomorrow. No, Saturday. Sorry, Saturday. I will see you Saturday. I will see you Saturday. Meanwhile, if you want to click on follow on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube, connect to our Discord, go to our Patreon, please do it. The more support we get, the faster the game is getting completed. So you can go to patreon.com/planeshift and become a Patreon, support us, tell your friend about the game, play the game, do whatever you want to. But anyway, support us a bit. See you, boys! Bye bye. Have a good night. Have a good night.